So this is what is absolutely crazy. Yesterday, I decided I'm done with E-Trade. I'm sick of it. I keep having issues. It doesn't show halt levels. There's like 5 different reasons why I have decided to not use E-Trade anymore. And I've watched a bunch of videos online comparing all the different platforms. And I have ended up going with the decision to move over to Webull. But that aside, after having so many issues with E-Trade, I get on this morning. I go to trade. Also, little green day today, very small, $25.50. I will just select this month so you guys can see kind of where I'm at. A lot of small wins, but wins nonetheless. I had a trade right here. This one that shows $0.00. How can you make a trade that lasts 3 minutes and 25 seconds and it show 000? Well, I have to tell you this. That trade never went through. I did a market order on APVO. APVO. What time? It was at 9:35, so it was like right after the open. Oops, sorry, excuse me. 9:35. So it probably was like this run up here. Nope. 9:34, 9:35. Okay, so I probably bought in on this dip down here. That trade was a market, not a limit. It was a market buy of 100 shares. And it never went through. It sat for 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And then randomly decided to go through after 3 minutes and 25 seconds. So I guess it did eventually end up going through. But then I immediately sold it because something just didn't seem right. I'm like, what's going on right now? And that's why it shows a $26 loss. But why E-Trade is showing this, this is just an import from an Excel sheet. Why it's showing this in this manner that I bought long. It should show, does it not show share quantity? Oh, over here. I bought 100, but then I sold 200. Like, it doesn't, none of this makes any sense to me. I manually reviewed the Excel sheet that I pulled from E-Trade as well to make sure that, none of the data was screwed up. I have no idea what happened here. But obviously it kind of stressed me out. But even how the fact that there was a $26.50 win here and then a $26.50 win here. E-Trade was just acting really weird this morning, and I made it out alive. I don't even know what to think of this trade. I'm probably going to create a chat with E-Trade to ask them to review it because something doesn't seem right. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I mean, $26. I guess if that trade wasn't there, it would have made me up $50 today or whatever. But something just doesn't feel right in the way this timing of everything worked out. I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about it. But I am officially moving over to Webull. I created the account yesterday. I gotta wait for the money and everything to clear so that I can start trading in it. The main reason for doing that was because Webull or E-Trade does not have the ability to do pre-market hotkey orders. You can only do during market hours. You can use hotkeys, but you cannot use them pre-market. So with Webull, you can because you can't do market orders pre-market on any of these platforms. You have to do limit orders that you can do manually type it in or do bid, ask, or mid for whatever price you want to do for the limit. But with Webull, you can have a hotkey set up to do a buy at X price or at bid plus 10 cents or something like that per share. So that way, when it's running up, it will allow the sale to go through. Say you did $2 plus 10 cents. If there's shares available at $2 when you make that order, it will fill them. But if it starts moving up and those shares get eaten away, but there's shares available at 203, it will fill there. And it will use up to that range of that extra 10 cents. So there's just a lot more hotkey development on Webull. I have also I'm just sick of these issues with E-Trade and not getting the halt levels. My biggest red days ever, which I know I feel like we look at them every day. My biggest red days ever. I don't think last month was just like me learning to trade. This was my first trading day ever. So this was just me learning to trade. No excuses for any of this except for I was learning. But as far as this month goes, that is this month, yeah, the 16th. These 2 days, my biggest red day ever last Wednesday, it was so freaking painful, was because I got stuck in a halt. Because not being able to see halt levels, I'm like, it's almost, it has cost me to lose so much money. It doesn't matter what the cost is to change platforms. Anything is better than getting stuck in another halt at this point. Because, yes, sometimes they can resume higher, but they don't often. I feel like more often than not, when I've seen a halt, they resume lower. And these did not just halt and then dip and rip. They halted and then dipped and dipped and dipped, and I just kept holding it. I doubled down, dollar cost average, blah, blah, blah. Made every wrong decision I'm not supposed to do. And that is how I ended up with a almost $350 red day, which is just like, I mean, I won't make that money this month trading. So it was just a very stressful, just a stressful thing. So anyways, I did more than 3 trades today. You guys know I'm trying to stick to my 3 trades a day trading strategy. My first 3 trades, generally speaking, are either 2 green or 3 green. Today I was trying to figure out, I'm like, how do I even track this metric? Because literally this trade was in here for minutes and it was kind of out of my control. And nothing actually happened here, but it did here. So anyways, this trade is basically a wash. I'm kind of just pretending as though it's not there. So I had 1 green, 1 red, 1 green, which was documented on my chart here, showing me, a 66% win-loss ratio on the first 3 trades. Basically, my thought is, if I can be really accurate in those first 3 trades, I'll scale up my positions for the first 3 and then dial it back depending on how I'm feeling. So that's what I'm doing. But switching over to Webull is kind of the big thing for this week. I know it's not the fastest execution times, but what's weird is they actually have on their website, whatever their execution time is, 0.05 of a second, is technically longer than whatever E-Trade says theirs is, like 0.04 or something like that. But all of the data shown from people actually trading on Webull, I believe it's more like 0.03. So it ends up being a little bit faster than E-Trade. So the faster executions with this scalping on the 10-second chart should definitely help me out. I look like such a bum. But I think that having faster executions, better hotkeys, because I don't trade pre-market at all, because in order to trade pre-market and E-Trade, I would be going, buy, okay, $2.25, and these moves happen so fast, they're freaking gone by the time I can go through the process to create the order. So it just has never worked. And recently, there's the primary big stocks going up in the day. Stocks have gone up 3, 4, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000% this month we've seen. The majority of those moves all happen pre-market. So I just feel like I'm losing out on all this. I guess I'm having FOMO, and maybe this ends up being a bad thing, but I want to give it a shot. And you have a little bit more options. Like with the regular market hours, I find when the market opens at 9:30, that's like you get your big spike and then it dies off. But pre-market, you get a spike at 7 a.m. You get a spike at 8 a.m. You get a spike at 9 a.m., 9:30. So you have so many more opportunities to catch some stocks that are moving up and stocks that are putting out news early in the morning that's going to be, good news. All those moves are happening pre-hours, so I want a piece of it. I might lose my shirt over it. Hopefully not. But I feel like this is looking good. The 11th over here was my first month trading officially, and I feel like to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trading days so far this month, and only 2 red. That's pretty good. 9 green, 2 red. So Strategy seems to be working, but I just want to keep perfecting things, improving my strategy, focusing on my, not breaking my strategy, which is a lot easier said than done, as all of us know. If you can keep your emotions under control, trading is not that difficult, but pretty much everyone, including me, all of the time gets emotional. The amount of times these days have been more green than this to start, and then I give it back because, I was up $70. But then I gave 20 back. Well, then I'm revenge trying to get that $20 back, and it just blows whatever I made that day, gave it right back to the market on a silver platter. So that's it for this video. New trade review coming tomorrow. These videos, I'm only really making them for myself, but I've noticed that a few people have started watching them, which is kind of cool. I have not been actually I think through Webull or TradingView, you can do stock replays where it would show where you bought in as the charts were moving. I kind of want to start somehow incorporating that into my trading reviews, because right now I'm just talking about the stupid decisions I made or what I did that worked or what my win-loss ratio was today, which today was 50%, which isn't horrible. But I also think I took 7 trades. This is all just contributing to the weirdness factor of all of this. Right here it shows 7 trades were taken today. But I only had 3 wins and 3 losses, which is a 60%, which I guess that stock that just has the trade chart that shows 0 here is probably because of that. I don't know, guys. That's it for this trade review. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another one, focusing on my 3 trading plan that I've been working on. If I know this is the easiest thing to make, and it literally just shows 3 trades a day. I put the week up here that I'm working on, and then was it my first trade green? Great. Was it red? Great. Was it green? Great. But this is obviously super easy to make in Word, is where I made it. But if for some reason you guys want a copy of it, let me know, and I'll pin a link to a Google Doc or something that has it in it, so you guys can download it. I have been finding it helpful in building out statistics on why you're successful or not, or how you become a successful trader. I believe I'm not a successful trader, as you can see. Yes, I'm green this week, but I was red last week, red the week before that, and then if we go back further. Oh, look, I had a green week of $30, but then I had a red week of $265 and a red week of $182. So I am still not profitable. Obviously, it's my first month trading. But I'm working on the strategy, and that's the most important thing in this game. So that's it, though. See you guys tomorrow for another trade review. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.